Hey Gemini, welcome to your weekly forecast for April 4th through the 10th. This is going to be for Gemini Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to connect to see what's coming up. You might stumble upon this video after the time I mentioned. That's just fine. You're going to find it whenever you were meant to. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you guys like the deck that I'm using this week, I just want to let you guys know that every single person who comes to the tarot workshop that I'm teaching June 18th is going to get your very own box to keep. So if you want to sign up for that, that link is in the description as well. And that will be in Phoenix, Arizona, June 18th. So the first card coming up here is Ace of Swords. And Ace of Swords is a very positive energy, very positive card. Now, traditionally speaking, Ace of Swords can be victory in a situation. It can be finding a solution in a difficult situation, or communicating how you're going to proceed or what the agreement is going to be moving forward, like finalizing things. The Ace of Swords for me in my readings comes up a lot of the times when we're breaking out of limited thinking. I see the Ace of Swords come up a lot when you're going through a clearing in the crown chakra. So when we're clearing in the crown chakra, we're letting go of limited beliefs. We're letting go of false beliefs. We're seeing solutions where once we saw problems, we're coming into an energy of doing things in a more efficient way, working smarter, not harder. I do feel a sense of awakening for Gemini in a way that's feeling a little bit uncomfortable for some of you. One of the things that happens when we're waking up or when we're leveling up is we see certain situations in our life that we wish we would have handled differently. Like we might start to see that we said something or we did something that contributed to a situation in a negative way, or made a problem worse, or made somebody feel bad, or whatever it might be. We all go through this, right? It's a part of growing, it's a part of expanding. And I feel with this Ace of Swords, some of you are having these epiphanies or these realizations where it's like, oh, you know, I could have done this instead, or I could have done that instead, or when I did this, I left this impression, or when I did this, it caused that thing to happen. Meanwhile, you might think that, you know, uh, it's like you didn't realize until now, right? But it all happens when we're waking up, when we're going through transition, when we're going through change, when we're evolving. So don't beat yourself up for not knowing something and now you know it, right? If you kept all your schoolwork your whole life, you probably didn't, but if you had, and you go through the things you wrote in kindergarten, you see something and you kind of laugh and you think it's cute. You don't go, oh my gosh, I can't believe I wrote cat, K-A-T, instead of C-A-T, and I have the K backwards. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. No, you laugh at it. Oh, you're learning. It's cute, right? So try to have that sense of compassion for yourself. Don't beat yourself up for something you didn't know, or for not having certain tools, right? Just let it go and know and understand that now moving forward you can do better. But don't beat yourself up. I feel a lot of Geminis are in that stage of awakening right now where they're leveling up and they're like going, "Oh, I wish I would have done that differently." And we all go through that. But it's a part of learning and growing. So have love for yourself, have forgiveness for yourself, have compassion for yourself, and don't judge yourself in this process of awakening. The next card that's coming up for Gemini is the Four of Cups. You don't like what you're seeing. You don't like what you're seeing. Again, I am emphasizing this for you. Have compassion towards yourself. Okay? Now, on another angle, the Four of Cups comes up when we don't like what life is offering us, or we don't like what we're being given in a situation. Now, a lot of you have heard me say this. For me, in my readings, Four of Cups sometimes gives me the vibe of, it makes me think of divine discontentment, which Rumi wrote about. Rumi wrote about divine discontentment. And that's when we start realizing we deserve more out of life, right? We might look around us and be like, well, this person has this and that person has that, and I'm not going to be jealous. I'm not going to be envious. I'm happy for them. I'm happy that they have it, but I'm just as worthy as they are. I'm just as deserving as they are. Where's my piece? Like when's it going to be my turn? So we might be coming into a healthy sense of entitlement in which we're realizing that we deserve more, right? That we deserve more. And so you may be raising the bar. You may be realizing that a lot of what you have now are things you manifested, but you may have been manifesting some pretty bare minimum stuff. And now you're wanting the extras, you're wanting the bells and whistles, you're wanting the spice, you're wanting the flavor, you're wanting the cherry on top. And there's nothing wrong with that, and you will have it. But a lot of you are in this energy of where you're wanting more. Okay? Don't beat yourself up for that. Don't think that it means you're not grateful. You can be very grateful. You can be in gratitude for what you currently have and realize that you deserve more. You can be in both places. And so remind yourself of that. I do feel here with this Four of Cups, Gemini, some of you might be presenting a person with a solution in a situation. Maybe you're going to your employer because your job has a difficult situation and you're coming up with a great idea. You're like, oh, I've got it. I've got the solution. This is going to fix everything. And you're going to them with the solution, and they're like saying, oh, okay, well, that's not going to work, or okay, well, thank you, but that's just going to make things more complicated. They may be turning down the solution, right? Maybe some of you are trying to reconcile a friendship or a relationship, and you're like, well, here's a solution, here's how it can be better, and that person might say, I don't want to do that, thank you, but no thank you. So some of you might be feeling a little bit discouraged, because you're like, I'm taking initiative, I'm coming up with a solution, I'm trying to fix things, but my solution or my idea isn't being accepted. Don't be disheartened by that. Don't be discouraged by that. All that's telling you is that if you're not happy in this situation, it may be time to find a new situation. Okay? That's all that's telling you. Because you may have people that are telling you, yeah, it's not going to work for me. And so you're like, okay, well, if I'm not happy in the situation and they're not willing to make this change, or they don't feel like they want to make that change, then this is not the right situation for us. This might not be a good match. Don't take that as a rejection. Take that as a redirection. Okay? The next card that's coming up here for you all is the Page of Pentacles, and this makes complete sense. As I said, some of you have an idea or something you're wanting to do, and it's not being received, it's not being accepted. Now we come into Page of Pentacles energy. Page of Pentacles can be investing our time, our energy, our assets into things that are going to be more productive for us, things that are better aligned with our long-term security or our long-term goals. Okay? It's making wise investments. It's being wise with where we're spending our energy, our time, our money. Sometimes the Page of Pentacles can come up in readings when we're even kind of revisiting our relationship with the physical world, the physical realm, with money. So, how can I say this? Some of you Geminis who've been on this super duper spiritual journey, the Page of Pentacles can be coming up here to say that somewhere along the way, you may have forgotten that you are a spiritual being here to have a physical experience. And so you may be kind of snapping back into that reality. Maybe you made certain sacrifices, or you gave up certain things because you thought that's what it meant to be a spiritual person. Maybe some of you were choosing a life of poverty because you thought it made you a more spiritual person. And you're realizing that's not required, that's not necessary, right? We need to have balance. We can't be two extremes. We can't be obsessed with money where it's the only thing we care about and it's like something that we obsess about. And we don't want to be to the other extreme where we're like, oh, it's completely unnecessary and I don't care about it at all, right? At least in the current system, the current world we live in, we need to care about it a little bit. And so some of you are kind of restructuring your budgeting, your views around money, your views around finances. I also feel, and this is not going to be for every single one of you, obviously, but I also feel like there may be issues with you and your family around money. There may be some hard feelings around money. May have been like fighting or arguing about money. And I feel like something is happening in the next few weeks. It might start this week and going through the next few weeks where there's some kind of resolution being made. There's some kind of agreement that you all are stepping into, or like starting with a clean slate or a fresh slate. I feel like there may be certain debts that are being forgiven or released. Maybe you're the one letting go of a debt and you're saying, oh, you know what? I'm just going to let this go, right? And then I feel they may come back 4 months later, 6 months later, and pay you back anyway, even though you're letting it go. Or vice versa. They might be telling you, okay, well, I'm just going to let this go. Like, we're just going to have a clean slate. But I feel there may have been some issues between some of you Geminis and family members around money where you all are just deciding to just put it behind you. Like, we're not getting anywhere with this. It's already been so long. We're not seeing eye to eye. Let's just not make it the main focus anymore. Let's just let it go. So obviously it's a general reading that won't be for every single one of you, but I feel there may be this kind of dynamic. Page of Pentacles can also be that some of you are making investments right now or getting smarter with your money and learning how money works so that you don't have to work so hard in terms of like a feeling you have to hustle all the time or grind all the time. You may be getting smarter with money and figuring out like how to invest or like what kinds of accounts you can put it in to accrue interest, and just being smarter with it so that you're not having to work as hard. The next card that's coming up here for Gemini is the Temperance card. And this could be Sagittarius energy. Some of you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. If you have a Sagittarius placement, there can be big changes or shifts happening for you in those areas of your life. The Temperance card can also come up when we're coming into stepping onto our life path. We might feel like we are being called in a certain direction or we're being called to do a certain type of work. And so it could be coming into this energy of redirection, right? Stepping onto a new path or stepping onto something you're feeling called or guided to do. There's also a sense of balance here. Balance, compromising, trusting in divine timing. I feel some of you Geminis might be a little bit worried right now about timing, especially those of you who are having an awakening. You might be like, oh my gosh, I realized this too late. Or I wish I would have realized this 2 years ago. Or I wish I would have, started this when I was younger. And you're beating yourself up feeling like you missed the boat or you missed the opportunity or you missed the chance. And the Temperance card just wants us to know that we are exactly where we're meant to be and that all things are happening in divine timing. You didn't realize it sooner because you weren't ready for it sooner. You weren't ready to do what you're doing now back then. Now you're ready. And so this is why the realization is coming in now. There's no race against the clock. It's not too late. Okay, you didn't miss the boat. Everything is happening within divine timing. And it's never too late, essentially, right? So the Temperance card is saying don't freak out about that. Don't worry about that. What's come to you has come to you now, and you move forward with what you have now. and trust that it's all happening within that divine timing. Okay? I think Julia Child didn't make it big until she was much older in her life, right? And it wasn't even something she was maybe looking to do at first. It's kind of something she fell into. Yeah, Julia Child was 51 when she started cooking. And that's when she started cooking. I don't know how many years she was cooking before she had her cookbooks coming out and her own TV show. I'm sure you all have seen that meme that was going around a while back, a few years ago. Vera Wang was 40 when she started designing. So it's nothing that we need to beat ourselves up about, right? We do what we do when it's time to do it, and trust in that divine timing. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks, your moon sign or rising sign might resonate more than your sun sign. It might add a little extra information that might be helpful. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. Don't forget to check out the card of the day, the daily messages that I'm posting. Love readings for April are linked in the description. And again, those of you interested in attending the workshop that I'm doing June 18th, we'll be going over the meanings of the cards, how to read intuitively. I'm going to cover a little bit about scrying, the art of scrying. We're going to go over starting your own tarot business, um, other things as well that we're going to be forming here along the way. It's my first workshop, so I'm excited about it. At least my first workshop to this extent or to this magnitude. And I also welcome any questions you have or anything that you would like me to cover in the workshop. Just let me know. But if you're interested in signing up for that, link in the description for that as well. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Have a wonderful week, my dears. Bye.